Hey y'all, welcome to today's segment of A Taste of Living in Charleston. I'm Bobby Sheely, an 11th generation Charlestonian, and most importantly, your Charleston, South Carolina real estate specialist. Today we're actually shooting from my personal garden. One of these days I'll give y'all a tour of it, but I think you can hear the fountain in the background. This is one of my zen spots for sure. Today we're going to talk about Charleston museums. More things to do in Charleston, places to go, and of course people to see. The Charleston Museum was founded in 1773. It's America's first museum. Of course it is. Charleston's the first, the best, the biggest in everything in the country. That's why everybody wants to move here. But the Charleston Museum is pretty fascinating. I went there as a child, and I remember walking in the door and seeing the skeleton of a whale hanging from the ceiling, and I was always so fascinated by that, and it was so big. I haven't been there in a few years. I think it's still there, but they've moved to a new location, and that location also has a replica of the Hunley. The Hunley was recovered after being on the ocean floor for 100 and I think 36 years, somewhere close to that. But it's the first submarine in history that was brought up from the ocean floor with the crew still on board. So that was pretty interesting. But Charleston Museum, you definitely need to go there. Next museum, the Gibbs Museum of Art. Now I'm going to be reading some of this because I didn't study my lines real good today, so bear with me. Having you look too, I have some glasses. All right, the Gibbs Museum of Art is recognized among the oldest arts organizations in the United States. Of course it is. Home to the Carolina Art Association, established in 1858. The Gibbs has played a significant role in both enriching the aesthetic and cultural lives of its visitors and shaping the careers of American artists for over a century. Wow, that's a pretty big statement, don't you think? Make sure you go to the Gibbs. It's also a fantastic event space. If you ever get invited to an event there, don't miss out. And if you need a place to have an event, check it out. It's well worthwhile. Next, let's roll on over to the old Exchange and Provost Dungeon. That sounds kind of scary, Provost Dungeon. Well, I'm going to read this as well. History comes alive as colonial dressed guides talk about pirates, patriots, and presidents. The big 3 Ps, pirates, patriots, and presidents. Are they actually all in one, if you want to think about it? Aren't they all equal to the other these days and times? But anyway, the location was once held and viewed as a section of the 1698 fortification that once protected the walled city. That's pretty cool. It was completed in 1771. It's recognized today as South Carolina's most historic building. Of course it is. It's where patriots were imprisoned, the Constitution was ratified, and George Washington was entertained. Well, guess what? We hear everywhere that George Washington slept. Now we find somewhere where he was entertained. So he must have been sleeping somewhere else. We won't guess where that might have been. The Powder Magazine has nothing to do with a magazine that you pick up and read, and has nothing to do with powder you put on you. The Powder Magazine is South Carolina's oldest public building. Of course it is. It was constructed in 1713 for gunpowder storage and now stands as a colonial military history museum. Whew, I got that out without messing it up. The Historic Charleston Foundation, it's one of my favorite places. They have a flagship store, gift store on Meeting Street, and that flagship store has everything Charleston, and it has only Charleston. Books, history books, cookbooks. As a matter of fact, my cookbook, A Taste of Living in Charleston, will be on the shelves there when it hits retail October 26th. Don't forget that. It's a great bookstore, one of the best in the Low Country, and anything Charleston you can find there. Gifts, home decor, and garden decor. That's all of our museums that we're going to talk about today. Please, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Please follow me. Please urge your friends to follow me. Share that. On Instagram, please follow me on A Taste of Living in Charleston. On Facebook, Bobby Sheely. Don't forget, I'm your real estate specialist. If you're going to move to Charleston, call me. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.